Following an entertaining and high-intensity contest at Loftus Versfeld, the Springboks once again reminded the rugby world why they remain one of the most formidable teams in international rugby. Their impressive 42-28 victory over Scotland was not simply another win on the scoreboard. It was a performance filled with resilience, tactical intelligence, individual brilliance, and collective determination. Although the visitors showed flashes of attacking quality and refused to back down throughout the 80 minutes, the home side consistently found answers whenever the pressure mounted. The result strengthened the growing belief that this South African squad continues to evolve while maintaining the physical identity that has made them one of the game's elite nations. Much of the attention before kickoff centered on team selection, with several experienced players returning alongside younger talents eager to prove their worth on the international stage. Questions had been asked about whether certain veterans still possessed the ability to influence matches at the highest level, while emerging stars were expected to seize another opportunity under the guidance of Rassie Erasmus. By the final whistle, many of those questions had been answered in emphatic fashion as the Springboks combined powerful forward play with intelligent backline execution to overcome a determined Scottish challenge. One of the biggest talking points before the match surrounded Handré Pollard. The experienced fly-half had faced criticism following an underwhelming finish to his domestic campaign, with some observers wondering whether his place in the starting lineup was fully justified. Rugby supporters know that elite athletes are often judged harshly after a few inconsistent performances, but the best players usually respond when the pressure reaches its highest point. That is exactly what Pollard produced against Scotland. From the opening exchanges, Handré Pollard looked composed, confident, and completely in control of the tempo. His kicking from hand consistently pushed Scotland deep into their own territory, forcing the visitors to begin attacks from difficult positions. Every tactical kick appeared carefully measured, allowing South Africa's chase to apply immediate pressure. His accuracy from the kicking tee also proved invaluable, ensuring that the Springboks converted their opportunities into points whenever they crossed the whitewash. Perhaps even more impressive was his work beneath the high ball. Modern international rugby demands fly-halves who can contribute in every aspect of the game, and Pollard answered that challenge brilliantly. Time after time he positioned himself perfectly, competing confidently in aerial contests and giving his teammates valuable possession. Those moments may not always generate spectacular highlights, but they often determine momentum in tightly contested matches. Even when he briefly left the field following a sequence involving an injury assessment elsewhere in the backline, there was never any sense that panic had entered the Springboks structure. Upon returning, Pollard seamlessly slotted back into the system, even spending periods operating in different defensive positions. That versatility highlighted not only his experience but also the trust placed in him by the coaching staff. If Pollard controlled the contest strategically, then Damian Willemse provided many of its most exciting attacking moments. Shifting from fullback to inside center is never a straightforward adjustment, particularly after producing an outstanding display in the previous test. Yet Willemse adapted impressively, carrying the ball aggressively into heavy traffic while consistently finding ways to move South Africa beyond the gain line. His decision-making stood out throughout the afternoon. Rather than forcing risky offloads or speculative passes, Willemse balanced ambition with composure. When opportunities appeared, he attacked decisively. When patience was required, he recycled possession and trusted the system around him. That maturity became especially evident during his brilliantly taken try, where excellent understanding with Grant Williams created just enough space for him to burst through the Scottish defence. It was the type of finish that demonstrated not only athletic ability but also countless hours of preparation on the training field. Outside him, Jesse Kriel once again demonstrated why he remains such an important figure within the Springbok setup. Timing, anticipation, and intelligent running are qualities that often separate good centers from outstanding ones. His perfectly judged support line off Handré Pollard resulted in a crucial try that effectively secured South Africa's control of the match. While his defensive statistics were not flawless, the Springboks' organized defensive system ensured that any missed tackles rarely developed into dangerous opportunities for Scotland. On the wing, Edwill van der Merwe quietly delivered an efficient and disciplined performance. Spending much of the contest operating on the opposite flank from his listed position required adaptability, and he handled that challenge comfortably. Although attacking opportunities were relatively limited, he remained dependable under the high ball and consistently competed well against Scotland's dangerous outside backs. His willingness to work without constant involvement reflected the selfless mentality demanded within this South African squad. At fullback, Afleel Fassie marked his return to international rugby with another encouraging display. Returning to Test rugby after time away always brings additional scrutiny, yet Fassie looked comfortable under pressure. His handling beneath aerial kicks remained reliable for much of the afternoon, while his tactical kicking generally relieved pressure effectively. Although one costly mistake briefly handed Scotland an opportunity, he quickly recovered mentally and continued contributing positively for the remainder of the contest. That resilience is often one of the clearest indicators of an experienced international player. One of the most heartwarming stories of the afternoon belonged to scrum half Embroce Papier. Earning another opportunity at Test level after several years away is never guaranteed, and many players struggle to rediscover confidence on such a demanding stage. Instead, Papier produced one of the game's defining moments. Spotting the smallest gap around the breakdown, he accelerated through the Scottish defensive line before producing outstanding footwork that left defenders grasping at empty air. His run to the try line brought the Loftus Versfeld crowd to its feet and served as a reminder of the attacking instincts that have made him such an exciting player throughout his career. Beyond the spectacular try, Papier also controlled the tempo effectively. His passing remained sharp, his communication with Handré Pollard looked increasingly natural as the match progressed, and his tactical kicking generally placed Scotland under sustained territorial pressure. For a player making his first Test appearance in several years, it represented an outstanding return and undoubtedly strengthened his case for future international selection. While the backs attracted plenty of headlines, the foundation of the Springboks' victory once again came from their relentless physicality. Every collision, every tackle, every contest at the breakdown reflected the intensity that has become synonymous with South African rugby. Scotland fought bravely and created several impressive attacking moments of their own, but matching the Springboks physically for a full 80 minutes remains one of the toughest challenges in world rugby. As the contest continued, South Africa's consistency, discipline, and ability to execute under pressure gradually created the separation needed to secure another memorable victory, setting the stage for even greater challenges in the nation's championship.